That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to part 2. Part 3.
You will hear a conversation between John Gray, a study support advisor, and 2 students, Wilson and Grace, who have study problems. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26. Thanks for coming along, Grace and Wilson. My name's John Gray, and I'm one of the study support advisors. As you're new students and have asked to discuss what we can do to help you with your study problems, I'd like first to outline the purposes and approach to learning support here at Broadway University. Then I'll ask each of you to describe the sort of issues you have and then say what we might offer you. Is that okay?
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay, let's start then. Well, basically our purpose at Student Support is to help students to become more independent. We do this by showing them effective strategies they can use, not by doing the studying for them. Another purpose is to help students to understand some of the cultural differences between their own culture and the cultural context here in this country. In that sense, we are encouraging students to make comparisons, but not to make judgments about them. I suppose a final purpose is to help students to build relationships inside our culture by encouraging them to relate openly to us. That's enough from me. Perhaps, Wilson, you could talk about the sort of study problems you're having, and I'll suggest some options.
Well, my main problems at the moment seem to be connected with writing, rather than lectures or seminars.
Okay. Could you say a little more about what your problems with writing are exactly?
Well, I find I can't understand the assignment titles. They're often unclear to me. I mean, the central ideas, or what is sort of underneath the title words. Then usually I can't find enough readings or make a good enough plan.
Well, we have a special session that looks at essay planning in each academic area. You're in business, aren't you? So maybe you could come to the business essay session.
Well, that would be great.
Anything else about your writing?
I find that the structuring of the essays I write is a real difficulty for me. My essays are always very disorganized.
Well, on Tuesdays during each semester we have essay writing sessions, and you can make an appointment with a tutor to discuss your essay draft. Would that be helpful?
Yes, it sounds good.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30. What about you, Grace?
Well, my problems are a bit different. I'm having great difficulty following the lectures in my nursing course. The lecturers seem to come from different countries, and they talk really fast and are not always very clear. I can't keep up, and I end up with very poor lecture notes.
Have you tried recording the lectures?
Yes, but I still can't understand them. It just wastes time.
Well, you might try talking to your course coordinator to see if some of the lecture notes are in PowerPoint form, or whether the lecturers have notes they can give you. Or you might ask one of the local students to let you look at their notes and discuss the lecture with you.
I'd be a bit embarrassed to ask the lecturer.
Well, one of our support staff can contact the lecturer for you if you like, to start with.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Anything else that's a problem?
Well, this isn't really a study problem, but I'm finding that I'm not sleeping well.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is there something you're worried about?
I'm worried about the course. There's too much information to deal with. Also, I had an email from my parents recently saying that my grandmother's not well, and I'm worried about her. I feel I should go back to be with her.
Sounds as though you need to talk to someone who can listen in more detail to this situation. We have some really good counsellors from different cultural backgrounds. I know you might not feel comfortable about this, but I could help you make a time today if you like.
I'm not sure. It's all rather new.
Okay. Why don't you think about it and come back to see me again this afternoon?
Okay, thanks. I'm so sorry to be a problem to you.
You're not a problem at all, Grace. We're here to help.